And it wasn't until I arrived home nearly 4 years ago now that I started to visit the sacred sites. And they became like this map of healing potential. It was almost like a path into becoming who I always wanted to be. It was the only time where I fully released those feelings that were those unprocessed emotions, maybe feelings of depression and what was keeping me stuck, all just kind of melted away as I went on this journey of visiting as many sacred sites as I can, and really working with the Celtic wheel, which is like an ancient Celtic calendar that moves with the cycles of nature. In a nutshell, that has been my journey home, and working with the sacred sites, it kind of offered almost quantum healing, transformation that I didn't even know was possible. And a lot of this isn't necessarily understood on a conscious level.
Yeah.
It's very difficult for our mind to grasp what's actually happening just when we connect into these sacred spaces. But there are other parts of us, like our subconscious, parts of us like our soul, and even the body, that gets to heal very deeply on so many different levels. And that has sent like a ripple effect into every part of my life. So working with the sacred sites have not just benefited myself, but my relationships, my work, my purpose, my body. So it's been very worthwhile for sure. Ireland, in a way, is calling her people home. And what I found is that doesn't mean people that have been born here or have ancestry here. Actually, it expands to people that may feel like they have no biological connection, no DNA in the land, but rather there might be something. It's a mix of maybe activism, like sacred activism, where Ireland is calling people from all over the world who are ready to work with this medicine that the land holds, maybe become those wisdom keepers. This is my theory, is that I like to bring, because a lot of people that are drawn to the work that I do don't necessarily only have that ancestral connection, but there's something calling them. I found that each sacred site in Ireland, this is of my work or my opinion, has its own unique purpose and healing properties. So that's why it becomes this beautiful map.
Well, this story and this intercession and this ceremonial glimpse into this time that you're going to offer, what can people benefit from by participating in this?
Yeah, that's a good question. So for me, I love everything mystical. I love mythology. I love stories. I love storytelling. But for me, I'm also super practical. And before I do anything, I want to know what it will actually benefit here. Okay, because our time is so precious. So, great question. I love it. We are going to listen in this class. We're going to listen about the story of Dagda, the chieftain, the good god, and his meeting and his union with goddess Bowen. And their union resulted in the god of love, Angus Og. So the plan is that all we have to do is listen to these stories, allow them to just wash over us, and trust that those aspects of us, whether that's the conscious mind or something vaster, gets to soak in that wisdom, and it will be awakened wherever it's needed. The guided meditation will take place. I'll help bring us on a journey to Newgrange. So we will journey through meditation to the sacred land of Newgrange, my home, my best friend. This land will, I always get really emotional when I think about Newgrange, because it's coming home. So whether you're from Ireland or not, you're coming home to yourself. We're going to land more deeply in who we are. So it's an opportunity, as we work with these energies, actually quite easily, we're going to start to release energies of the past. These are going to expand outside of time. So it might be things in your everyday life that you're ready to release and let go of, whether they're behaviors, habits, relationships, whatever it might be. But it also might be from our lineage. That could be karmic, that could be contracts that are ready to be released, and even on a vaster level. So on a soul level, there might be things that Newgrange works outside of time. So we're going to have a massive release that's going to be incredibly beneficial, not just on a soul level, but also for our human, our body. The land respects the limitations of the human body and what we're capable of in this moment. So it's going to be perfect for where we're at right now and where we want to go. At the exact same time, Newgrange helps us to, with these powerful upgrades to our energy centers. So, like your solar plexus, Newgrange will work specifically at the solar plexus. This is all about self-esteem, self-worth, our sense of self, our purpose. So this place will be empowered. We're going to receive an empowerment here. That will have a ripple effect in many different ways for how you feel about yourself, how you show up in your relationships. It might even start to kind of support you in awakening your purpose, your soul's purpose, and how that will look in everyday life will be different for everybody. We're also going to get really grounded and centered. There's going to be other things that might happen. So for anyone that, for this group specifically, that have been on a journey with you, especially if they've been trying to work with and embrace their divine feminine and masculine, those energies are going to be in the room because we're bringing them in with us.
Well,
Yeah.
There's that homecoming to self and to the land. And I would imagine going through this that I will have a greater experience of my own connection to the land that's with me, because I'm more embodied in myself. I'm going to be able to access the things that are more present. And that's exciting. I think people are hungry for that too. We live in a very digitalized world and very external motivations and perceptions, and to go inward and get very grounded in this as a basis for this going forward. It's a lovely suggestion. And I think everyone should be excited at this point, if you've gone this far in our conversation, to join in. And that's going to be, again, Monday, December 23rd, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And Vicky will be leading us into a deep, ecstatic process with Newgrange energy and healing homecoming that happens. We connect to these stories, these mythic figures, these divine energies, and accessing them through the land and through ourselves as well. Did I get that right?
Yeah, I was just thinking there's so much in that, but I promise you, the way I work, it's gentle, it's easeful, and it just flows,
Yeah.
So if you're like, God, that's a lot to do in one session, don't worry, we've got it covered. There is a part of you that's already starting.
That's right.
That's already starting to download this energy. Yeah.
It feels like it. It feels like we have been too as a group. We've been preparing for this. So I really hope that people connect with that, and others who may not be a part of the teaching circle that I've been involved with, that primarily going out to those students, but anyone else who hears this message, I hope you'll join us. And it'll be a really amazing experience with your guidance and meditation story. Really looking forward to it.
Thank you, Dan. Mila Mahagut.
Absolutely. And for people who want to connect more to what you offer, including your local connections there and connecting through your tours and online through the work that you do long distance, what's the best way to reach you?
So, Sacred Journeys Ireland. You can find me on YouTube. I have a website, Instagram. I host one-off workshops and also courses throughout the year. And again, I try to stay in line with the Celtic wheel. So that brings up, it's rich in energies and wisdom that we can tap into. I also offer one-on-one energy healing sessions for people